Hello, world. I am Dr. Helen Holton, Chief Engagement Officer of Dr. Helen Holton and Associates, and your host for Dr. Helen Speaks, Strengths, Resilience, and Leadership. Welcome to today's show. Sharing the wisdom and insights of others is a way to encourage you to share your knowledge of what you've learned as a leader. Every season is one of becoming, but not always one of blooming. Be gracious with your ever-evolving self. That's a quote from Bea Oakman, a young woman, and I love just how young women are showing up in the space to share what they know that is relevant for all of us, those of us in that path of strengths, resilience, and leadership. As a strengths, resilience, and leadership coach, the greatest thing we do is stand in the gap for leaders, especially women leaders like you, who want more for your life and your leadership. Our number one goal is to motivate, inspire, and change your reality by supporting you as you move forward in pursuit of your goals, dreams, and desires. Your greatest you is ready to break through to your best you, and we're here to help you. Each week, we explore topics to discover, uncover, and unpack ways for you to level up your leadership by leveraging your strengths, the best of who you are, manage weaknesses, and don't dismay about weaknesses. We all have them. My goodness, if we didn't, we'd all be alike. And how much fun would that be? And to build resilience. Resilience is power. I want you to understand that. Resilience helps you persevere and push through life's distractions, detours, and derailers to your success. The interesting thing about that, it really becomes powerful when you're consciously aware of it and you invest in building it. We use a heart-centered approach, innovative for how we do things, to help you achieve more success, less stress, and greater joy in life, something I think we all want and need more of these days. How does success show up for you? Here are three clear ways to measure your success. One is by an increase in your performance, and you know when that's happening. Your productivity, is it getting better? Are you becoming more efficient at doing what you do? And your prosperity potential. And we use the word prosperity, though yes, it does pertain to profits, but prosperity is more than money. As we often talk about here, it's those other intangibles that make life richer. And a stronger bottom line does matter. If you're in business, and your business can be government or a nonprofit, but it's an awakening of how to have more of what you're after without being worn out in the process of getting it. So as your show host, leadership coach, and convener of leaders, Dr. Helen speaks life into how you can optimize your leadership, your life, and your legacy. As we continue in the series, Seasonal Self-Care, it is with intention, on purpose, that we have to do something different to produce the increase of what we want more of in life. What are you willing to give up or decrease that you might receive your increase? We're going to open this up and explore why this is important for your success by the measure that works best for you. Today, we're diving in from a different perspective of seasonal self-care by looking at the seasons of life. And I'm not just talking about fall, spring, winter, and summer, the seasons of our lives. Do you have the opportunity to do what you do best every day? And I always ask this question, and I hope it gets your mind percolating about how fulfilled are you in your life and what you do. If not, stick around. We're here to help you figure that out. And if you do have the opportunity, maybe, just maybe, there are a few more ways you can learn to level up your leadership and life to yield more. Now, over the years, here are a few things we've learned at Dr. Helen Holton and Associates. That at the heart of what you want lives within you a higher power to deepen your awareness and engagement with your best self. It's through your willingness to confront, yes, to confront your deepest truth about what you really want for your life, where transformation begins, personally and professionally. The key ingredient is your engagement. Engagement is one of the most effective ways to level up your leadership and leverage your strengths for more satisfaction, peace, and power. Don't get it twisted. At the end of the day, if you're looking to level up your leadership, it's how do you gain more power, utilize that power for good, and have it imprint your life of how you're supporting the lives of others. It's your personal why, your unique path to be seen, heard, and impactful. Engagement sets you apart from anyone else. On some level, isn't that what you really want for your life? To have a genuine sense of belonging where the world gets to connect with the best of who you are? Our goal is to help you bring your best, your A game to the world. It's here that we support, guide, and coach you to connect and engage deeper with who you are at your best. Along life's journey, you've learned a thing or two, given up some stuff, and hopefully grown up some too. We're never too old to grow even more. Our role and primary goal is to support you on your path to live your best life ever. We're here to motivate, inspire, and change your reality to move forward toward your goals on your terms. What keeps you moving forward from here to what's next? Dr. Helen Speaks, we're here to support you live on the Win-Win Women TV network every Tuesday, 10 a.m. Pacific time and 1 p.m. Eastern time. You can catch replays of all of our shows on Roku TV, Amazon Fire, and Apple TV. Just search for Win-Win Women. There's not a new thing under the sun. What is new is your knowledge, perspectives, and actions you take through a more informed lens by the wisdom of lessons learned, lived experiences, and earned expertise from leaders like you. We show up here to ignite your spark and fuel your flame to think, be, and do. TBD. So remember, the next time you see TBD somewhere, begin to think about what it is you want. Envision being that you want, and then step into it and do it. You're able to get more of what you really want for your life as a leader when you take those 3 simple steps to think, be, and do. We at Dr. Helen Speaks give a shout out to Paula Fellingham, founder, visionary leader, and dream weaver of the Win-Win Women Network. Together, we have the opportunity to share, learn, and grow as women. And we always invite men. We don't relegate and kick them out or tell them they're not welcome here, because they are. The tools, the tips, the lessons, the wisdom we share is for leaders. Our focus is on women leaders first and foremost, to motivate and inspire your success. Thank you for being a part of our community. Now, we were honored last week to have with us Chaplain Angela Bullock, who shared her self-care lessons learned as a leader. Can I tell you, she brought us a powerful message. If you missed it, check it out in the replay, and you can reach it with the same link that brought you here today. Now, before we take a deeper dive, grab your note-taking device, pen and paper, tablet, computer, or whatever means you use to capture ingredients to support your success. We want you to capture the juicy nuggets of wisdom, insight, and aha moments that will empower you to think, be, and do more. We don't want you to miss anything. So let's make our circle bigger. You never know who might show up in this space to be blessed and be a blessing. Ready to go? Me too. Great. Let's do it. Our topic today in the series of seasonal self-care is seasons of life. I want to share a story I came across recently, and I thought it was appropriate to share here. Now, it's in the male vernacular, so maybe I'll change that up as we go along. A queen had 4 daughters. To teach them an important lesson, she decided to ask them to visit a cherry tree in the deep forest of their kingdom. During the peak winter, she asked her eldest daughter to go and see the tree and write a description of the tree. The princess came back and told that the tree is barren and old and hopeless. Not even birds are coming near the trees. It looks useless, and maybe it is better to cut it down and use the wood before it rots. During the middle of the spring, the queen asked her second daughter to visit the tree and write a description of the tree. The princess came back and told that the tree is not barren. Rather, it is full of beautiful cherry blossoms and looks young and promising. The tree is surrounded by butterflies and bees who are enjoying the flowers. Then in the summer, the queen sent her third daughter to go see the tree and come back with a description. When the princess returned, she told that there are no blossoms. Rather, the tree is loaded with delicious cherries and look mature and valuable. Many birds are living on the tree and are enjoying the fruits. Finally, in the autumn, the queen asked her youngest daughter to visit the tree and bring back a description of the tree. The princess returned and described that the tree now has no fruit or flowers, as her sisters had described, but it looks beautiful with its colored leaves and lovely shades of gold, red and orange. It looks like an ideal object for a painting. Then the wise queen asked her daughters, "What did you learn from this experience?" The other 3 daughters were still thinking when the youngest daughter shared her understanding. Like the tree, we experience different seasons of life, and we are greatly affected by them. We should not judge our life based on only the current season in our life. Every season has a purpose. No matter whatever the current season is, it will change again. Winter is a time for us to rest. Well, let me stop before I go on. Lovely little story, wasn't it? You can let me know in the chat. Winter is a time to rest, to prepare, to learn. It's a season also of sadness, heartbreak, loneliness, and sickness. A great time to reflect, journal, and practice gratitude to help balance some of what winter brings into our lives. And then spring comes along, a season of hope, new beginnings, and opportunities. Time to act, take risk, grab opportunities. Don't hesitate. It's a season of new beginnings, birth. And then there's summer. Summer brings with us signs of growth, a need for protection. Think about the sun and the heat we're experiencing, and an abundance of distractions. So much busyness going on all around us, longer days, shorter nights. It's time to nourish and protect, care for ourselves, and persist. And then there's fall. Fall is a season of success, achievements, and failures that have transpired through the year. As summer's winding down and we're settling into fall, it's a great opportunity to accept the results we've produced, to recalibrate, refocus, shift, and think about how we might do them differently. Now, this is a generic sense of what those seasons mean, but you can understand that there's room for us to take time in each of those seasons and practice. How are we caring for ourselves? How are we tending to the body temple that allows us to experience and be a part of each of these seasons? I want to now talk about the seasons of women. Different from weather seasons, change of climates, seasons of women, they begin for us in singleness. When we think about, oh, will I marry? Will I not? Let me do grad school first. Let me launch my career. No, I want to climb the corporate ladder. I want to delve deeper into ministry. I want to run a nonprofit. I want to be an advocate and be out there on the front lines of making change come about for the better. Whatever it may be, in singleness, it's a great time to build a career, journal, write a book, find your ideal partner for marriage, start a business or a side hustle, or go all in and just say, hey, I want to be an entrepreneur. It's a great time to spend time with friends and build relationships. It's in that singleness of life that we really develop and build those relationships that will sustain us through life, which is a part of building your resilience. Who do I go to when life gets really challenging and I'm in a low place? Where's my tribe? Let me tap into my posse to get some of what I need to keep me focused and moving forward. It's an opportunity to devote yourself to a cause bigger than yourself. It could be missionary work, the Peace Corps, the military. It could be all sorts of things. Ultimately, this is the time to work on yourself, to grow, to learn, to prepare for the next season of life, which we don't all enter into. Many of us do. And that's the season of marriage. Great time to figure out where you want to live your life. And in marriage, it's not all up to you. Now you have a life partner to figure these things out with. Get your house in order and make career decisions. Attend marriage seminars to strengthen your bond. Get to know your spouse and develop a deeper relationship. Think about the friendship that hopefully transpired before you got to the place of marriage, and make sure you're nurturing not just your marriage, but that relationship of friendship. Have an active social life and develop relationships with other couples, because of course you still have those relationships from your single life. But now that you're yoked, so to speak, you want to find others that help to strengthen and support you in your married life. You might want to start a side hustle, but you don't want to have it compete with your spouse for attention. Something to be mindful of. Then the next season of life is about having children. Your focus shifts from just you and your spouse. You're now thinking about your family, spending time together. Once again, getting your house in order, because let me tell you, it's a big order when you start having children and building that family. If you really are into a side hustle thing, which many women are these days, you want to make sure it doesn't interfere with family time. Maybe it's early mornings or late nights that you're really pouring into making that side hustle happen. I just recently stretched and took a leap to make my side hustle my main hustle, and giving up that job to have more fulfillment in life. But I'm in a different season. Still, those side hustles do come in handy and help to give you choices about what you really want for your life. But having children means you want to work to provide for your family. It's not the season to work 100 hours a week. I can tell you from experience, I can't see where there would have been time and space for children in my life, but it was a choice that I made. And then there's the season of an empty nest, the opportunity to do the things that you've always wanted to do, the rewards for the hard work you've put in, whether it was in a career or building a family or building a rich relationship with your spouse. Travel, see the world, or at least begin with the country. I think I'm 7 states away from having been to all 50. Get your house like you want it, or build a new one. Write that book, create that product, or whatever else you've been putting off Do the things you've always wanted to do, but haven't found the time for. Because let's be clear, when you reach that point of emptiness, in many cases, you've got more days behind you than in front of you. So you want to be mindful of that. Truth be told, opportunities come in every season of life, but you want to make sure you're adding the element of self-care that's going to really help you to grow and develop at whatever season you find yourself. So for those that are really business savvy and you hear this term bandied around a lot, work-life balance. Self-care helps you develop that balance. And it just does. It makes a difference. It matters. You'd be surprised. Something as simple as starting your day in the quiet of morning, undisturbed, to spend time with you over coffee or a cup of tea, journaling, writing. Maybe you're working on that book you want to get done. And once the day gets buzzing, you just don't seem to find the time to do it. And if you wait till late in the day, maybe you're too tired to do it. The bottom line is self-care matters. And the seasons of our life are those barometers to help remind us. When I think about the seasons, and I want you to think about, one of the easiest reminders are change of seasons that we experience. Winter, spring, summer, fall. Let that be a reminder. You know, self-care isn't something you do once around your birthday or around your anniversary or those items in life that show up once a year. Be intentional about how you set aside time to just be with you. Or maybe it's with a few friends. Maybe it's getting together for a spa day and really cherishing yourself. Maybe it's having a spa day at the home of a friend. That's what it might be. The important thing is that you do it and you make it a regular part of what you do. Just like you put monthly meetings on your calendar, put monthly opportunities for you to care for yourself. What good is it in whatever you're endeavoring to do if you don't have the energy, if you're worn out, if you can't think clearly? Self-care matters. Be attentive to the seasons of self-care. When you start to see the leaves falling off the trees and you've not done anything since the leaves were blossoming on the trees, that should be a reminder to you. Uh-oh, I haven't really taken time out to do something with me. And I'll be the first to admit the last couple of years have made it a little less of a focus to actively spend time in self-care. But you know what? Every day you wake up with breath in your body is a brand new chance to do something about it. Don't let yesterday's dead and gone. Don't dwell on the past. Look forward to how you can put new habits and practices in place. You know, resilience is what I do. I study it. I read about it every day just to continue to grow in that knowledge and expertise of what resilience is. You know, we're not born with resilience. It's really something we build throughout our lives. And to that end, it's something we should always be working on. And the difference about resilience, yes, resilience can get you out of difficult situations. The difference, though, is it happening unconsciously or consciously? Unconscious or consciously? Awareness makes a huge difference when you know you're at a low place and you've got practices and habits that you've honed and put into place that you can go to that are going to keep you from hitting rock bottom, that are going to help. Instead of the spikes like the stock market, you can just coast the waves as they come and go because you've built resilience. You're building your resilience and you understand what that means for your life. I've got a special guest to join us next week who is, for me, the one who has made me focus on making sure I take time out to do self-care. She's mastered it. I remember when she and her husband got married and they were in a condo and they decided, okay, we're going to get a bigger house. And they got a bigger house. And, when you have a couple in a house, usually that basement gets relegated to the man cave. Well, in the man cave is a chamber that is the queen's sanctuary, where she goes and does whatever. She closes that door. She shuts out the world. She's got window views to greenery outside, the big soaking tub, the sun, the whole 9 yards, the music, the aromatherapy. And I love to go and visit her. She lives in another state, but when I go, I just know, yeah, I can go down to the Queen Sanctuary and hang out and refuel and recharge the battery. It's what keeps us going. And when you build resilience, it actually helps you to strengthen your leadership, to give you more of what you need to keep things going. Self-care, and I equate this to, I'm a Gallup's certified strength coach, and I'm always looking. I love Gallup. They've got tons of research to help you growing and knowing and learning and sharing and all those things. They have what they call their net thriving. Now, they have 5 elements of well-being. I added a 6, so it's me and Gallup. Their 5 elements of well-being, which self-care falls under that category, is career. Do you like what you do every day? If you don't, spend some time to find out what it is that you do want to do. And a great way to do that is understanding, who are you at your best? What are those things that you do most naturally? How you do something and someone says, you're really good at that. How do you do that? And your first thought is, oh, I don't know. It's just always been really easy for me to do this. That's something that's unique about you that you should be investing in. And then there's social, meaningful friendships in your life. Do you have them? If not, get some. You've got to know some people. When someone says to me, well, I don't have any friends, I'm like, come on, you've got some friends. You haven't gone this far through life without having any friends. And if you don't have any, it's time to find some circles to create some. Financial. Manage your money well. If you aren't able to do it by yourself, get someone to help you. Someone that will help you be accountable to what you're doing, to plan for the golden years in life, that you can continue to do and enjoy those things you love. And then there's the physical. I'll be the first to say physical's taking a beating and sitting on the back seat because I spend too much time in front of this computer. However, it raised its brow and I went out and I've tapped a couple of friends to say, okay, let's be accountable to one another. Let's make a commitment. We'll just start with 10 minutes a day. Let's just do 10 minutes a day. I think any of us can do something that supports our physical, our energy to get things done by focusing on our physical. Start small. What's the saying? How do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. Don't bite it all off at one time. It'll burn you out and you'll be disappointed and won't keep with it. Then there's community. Do you like where you live? If you don't, think about how to change that. And it isn't always focused in, let me go and move someplace else. Do you have a relationship with your neighbors? I remember when I moved into my house, I used to think, why are my neighbors so nosy? They always want to know, where you going? What you doing? Can I just tell you, I have grown to appreciate my nosy neighbors because they're not so nosy. They care about me and my well-being. I bet you have some too. Talk to them. You all are vested in community together. And number 6 that I added is spirituality. That is the element that drives you to think, be, and do you. It comes from within here, with that force that lives within you that is greater than anything else you know, that guides and directs your life. So what do you really want for your life? They're wrapped up into 3 things: your desires, your dreams, passions, and pursuits, the imprint that only you can make in this life. Your purpose. What are you here for? What mark do you want to leave in this world? What legacy are you building that will be here long after you're gone? And your sauciness. That's right, you've got it. That irrepressible spirit of sass. Come on now, that lives within you, that part of you that makes you unstoppable. Keep this in mind. The things that matter most to you are the things that get your attention the most. They represent your unique imprint on the planet, the influence you have on human beings that follow you and what you do. Your influence is tied to your leadership. It's your legacy in motion. It begins with you and your purpose, passions, and pursuits of life. I'm Dr. Helen, your host for Dr. Helen Speaks, Strengths, Resilience, and Leadership. We work with leaders using a heart-centered approach to help you optimize your strengths for more success, less stress, and greater fulfillment in life. Join us here, where we show up every Tuesday, 10 a.m. Pacific Time, 1 p.m. Eastern Time, to help you live your best life ever.